Hi, I'm Andy with Ninox. In our last class, we looked at how we could build, manage, and produce lease contracts for rental properties. In this class, we're going to look at a different kind of real estate contract, the deed or title. This is a contract that we would use where instead of renting our properties, we're actually selling them. To do this, we're going to go into our deed module here on the menu and elect to create a new deed. The contract date will default to the current date or today's date. You obviously can change that, but this is the date that will appear on the deed contract itself. We can define the buyer as well as the seller. We can use this icon here to select the property. And once we select the property, the full parcel address and the full parcel location and description as defined by the government or recorder's office will be shown here. This information is critical and will be included in the deed contract that is produced by the Ninox solution. You can categorize and classify your deeds, and then we define some of the most basic financial information. Let us say the purchase price is $500,000, and we can put in some text about the purchase price, and there's a 20% down payment of $100,000. We then can indicate the name of the seller, as well as the title of the seller. Having entered this information, the system is now showing us that there is $400,000 to be financed, the difference between the purchase price and the down payment. If you are financing the loan for the purchase of the property and the mortgage payments are going to be coming to you, you can go into the system and actually create the loan at this time. I'm going to elect to create a new loan, and that will bring us to this screen. We can see the $400,000 principal, which is the balance to be financed. And let us say that this is a 30-year loan, so 360 months at, let's say, 7.25%. Payments are due on the 15th of the month. I'm going to go ahead and now amortize this loan over the entire 30-year period, or 360 payments, which will then complete on this date 30 years from now in 2054. At the click of a button, we can amortize the loan, and here we have all of our payments scheduled and set up, and also defined according to their interest and principal payment component. If additional principal is being paid, we can note that here. Once we have defined the financial terms and conditions of the loan and amortized those conditions, we now can return to the loan document where we see the loan number, the term, and the total amount of the payments and total interest. We can display this rounded to the nearest penny or extend it out to a dozen decimal places to the right of the decimal point in order to avoid any potential rounding errors. Once we have defined the property and all of the basic information between the buyer and seller, and when appropriate, the loaned information, we now can produce the actual contract for sale. I'm going to go ahead into my document management module and elect to print a new contract. This will now prepare the contract, file it in the Ninox document management system, and allow us to go ahead and download it where we can email it or produce the PDF for manual signature. In the next class, we're going to look at how we can maintain our properties through work orders and service calls in our service and maintenance module.